Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and last chance to enter the Jewels of Osiris hunt on Patreon. You have to have that in by 4 p.m. our time tomorrow if you want to achieve a place on the scroll of honor that we will be running at some point. Very well done to the hundreds and hundreds of people who have achieved that already. Fabulous effort. It's a great story, but the Sudoku's not easy. But just you should be reading it for the story anyway. Although you do actually have to get through some of the Sudoku to keep the story going. It's a really interesting exercise in engagement, which is no surprise given that it comes from Demono. And yesterday it was a privilege for Simon and myself to collaborate on a solve of Demono's "Everything is Right" misspelt, ironically. Very clever double puzzle with the same grid markings for both puzzles, but in one case they were treated correctly and in the other case they all had to be incorrect. Absolutely astonishing achievement by Demono. And it was really interesting. It was great fun to work with Simon solving puzzle. Great rarity that, and very interesting for us as much as for you, I hope. So thank you for the very kind comments on that. Now, today I am going back to the gas, genuinely approachable Sudoku, very different from Demono's work of art yesterday. But these puzzles are created daily by Philip Newman, Clover and Bill Murphy, and they are published on the daily Sudoku channel of the Discord server associated with our channel. So do go there if you want to see them when they come out. I solve them about a month behind, and it's always a pleasure to sort of wrap up 5 days worth of puzzles in one go. Occasionally that's more than 5 puzzles, like last time. I don't know what we're going to get today. I haven't really looked at the document, so I am going to go through all the rules in a moment, and the blurbs that are written, including the rules, and then we will attempt the puzzles one by one. I'll go as fast as I can in a desperate endeavour to earn 2 party hats, the reward for a very quick time. There is also 1 party hat for a slower time, and a dinosaur if you just get there in the end. I always feel a bit sorry for dinosaurs that are assumed somehow to be slow Sudoku solvers. I don't see why they should be. Brains the size of peas, maybe. That's what's going to happen. Now, first of all, I will mention that we have 2 apps of these gas puzzles, these genuinely approachable Sudoku puzzles. Amongst our suite of apps, which you can find if you click on the links in the description field, are 2 apps of gas. And basically, I think it's $3 for an app, and you will get, in due course, 60 puzzles there. And they're all genuinely approachable. It's a really good learning tool, as are the puzzles in this video, I'm sure. But that's available there, along with Sven's Sudoku Pad, our merchandise. Check it all out. But the first 10 links are going to be to these 5 puzzles, assuming there's 5, because there's normally a link in F puzzles as well as a link in tinyURL to our software. I'll be playing them in our software, unsurprisingly. Right, so let's see what Philip, Clover and Bill say. So we start with the puzzle on screen called Succession by Philip, who says, "It's Gas 101 time again. Just a small spoilered hint today to get you going." I don't read the spoilered hints. I'm not gonna look at that. Today's gas is an anti-king Kropki pairs Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Cells separated by a chess king's move. So those 2 cells cannot contain the same digit, for instance. So if a king could move there, i.e. 1 square diagonally, we don't worry about the vertical move because normal Sudoku takes care of that anyway. Then digits in cells separated by a white dot must be consecutive, have a difference of 1. Digits in cells separated by a black dot have a ratio of 2 to 1, and other pairs of digits could have those relationships. The dinosaur is a diagonalized Daxia Titan for this puzzle. And then after we've solved that, we will go on to odd tapper Sudoku. Interesting. And this, that is interesting. This is Clover's contribution. If the gas and gap, that's genuinely approachable pencil puzzles, teams were switched, today's gap might be a perfectly ordinary tapper. But they haven't been, at least not until August. So you'll need to accept this less than ordinary odd tapper Sudoku instead. Right, this is going to be a bit of a trial because tapper is supposed to be one of the absolutely straightforward variants of pencil puzzles, but I struggle with not only solving it, but even I don't find it a very intuitive form of puzzle. Anyway, normal Sudoku rules apply, so that's as usual, 1 to 9 in every row, column and box. Also, in the completed grid, all odd digits form a single orthogonally connected group. And there are no 2 by 2 squares comprised only of odd digits. In the Discord server, there is an example image showing a valid way of filling in some cells with odd digits in one color. So I will just show you what I believe this means. It means that within each box, there's going to be 5 odd digits. Oh, look, there's some there. So they could look like that. Well, I mean, sorry, it doesn't just apply to a box, but that's a useful way of thinking about it. However, since that can't be a 2 by 2 of odd digits, that's ruled out. I guess that one's going to have to be even, for instance. And we're going to have to come up with a pattern over the whole grid that doesn't have any 2 by 2s, is all connected. I mean, I really don't want to guess at the whole pattern at this stage, but you know, this sort of thing seems to be working. Yeah, okay, that's not really tapper. That's okay. I can understand orthogonally connected areas, so I'm not so bothered as I was when I thought this was really something to do with tapper, which is a slightly complicated, to my mind, form of pencil puzzle. The dinosaur was a tap dancing Tapuiosaurus. I hope that's a real dinosaur. Right, then we have Bill's only puzzle of this week, called Wanna Be Starting Something. And, okay, introduction. Bill's office, 8:42 p.m. Bill has just come home from an evening gym session, had a shower, and remembered it's his turn to post gas. Bill: oh no, I forgot to prep something for gas. At Daily Sudoku Solver will be ever so sad if I do not post a puzzle. Let's see what I've got in the filing cabinet. Bill ruffles through his piles. Untested, anti-king, classic, 9-pin Sudoku, you can't post that, Clover will have your head. A pause as golden light emerges. Bill says, oh ho, what's this? Oh yeah, an actual Bill Murphy invention, and not just some idea you stole from an old World Championship booklet. Well, why shouldn't I get to post my weird ideas occasionally? Today's gas I'm calling Starting Sums Sudoku. If it has an actual name or has been invented already, Sam Keppelman lines will at me in the next hour. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Clues outside the grid give the sum of either the first... What is this? Sorry, let me just get this right. The first and second, or the second and third cells seen from the direction of that clue. So either those two add to 9 or those two add to 9. If multiple clues are given, the order of the clues must be determined. So either they add to 3 and they add to 10, or they add to 10 and they add to 3. Okay. That's, well, interesting. I'm not aware of this variant, Bill. I think you've come up with something there. Starting Sums Sudoku. Okay. The dinosaur is a screen-written Scansoriopteryx. And I'm looking forward to that one. Right, Cross Purposes by Philip. Ooh, today's puzzle is on the trickier side of gas. Interesting, Philip. It comes with this strong endorsement from none other than @legitimate Patreon Haver, who is Bill. I got like a minute into this, saw what was up, chuckled to myself and went, not today, Satan, and closed the tab. Oh, that's scary. Anyway, I like it, says Philip, and I believe in you. That's me, or us. Today's gas is a German Whispers X-sum Sudoku. So normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in cells directly connected by a green line must differ by at least 5. And X-sums, clues outside the grid, tell you the sum of the first X digits in the corresponding row or column. So if you had a 3 there, it would be adding these 3 to make 11. Starting with the digit adjacent to the clue and continuing away from the clue where X is the adjacent digit. Sorry, I jumped the gun on the rule explanation there, but I do know X sums. What it's saying is this is X, And that's saying add X number of cells in this direction, the first X number of cells, and you will get the number outside the grid. Okay, I do understand that. Do read the rules if you don't. There's a couple of spoilered hints. I'm not going to be reading them, but I am now scared about what Bill said. And the dinosaur is a purposeful Pedilosaurus. So this is going to be an interesting set of gas puzzles, isn't it? We will go on to the next one, which is Entropic Lines by Clover. You've been clamouring for an easier gas for a few days, says Clover. So let's borrow an idea from the 19th century Russian playwright Anton Chekhov. Only entropy comes easy. Thanks, Anton. Can I call you Anton? Great idea. Let's have an entropic line Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Along each line, every set of 3 adjoining digits must have 1 digit from 1, 2, 3, 1 from 4, 5, 6, and 1 from 7, 8, 9. Note that this means every line has a repeating pattern of high, medium, low, although who knows where they are, such as LMH, LMH, or LHM, LHM. Yes. Well, that's an unspoiled full hint there. The dinosaur, and to be fair, that's a good hint to give, because that is the reason why I was about to say I'm not sure I'd consider entropic lines gas, but as long as you know that alternation rule, it does get a bit easier. The dinosaur is a literary, why can't I pronounce literary? Literary labicania. And those are the 5 puzzles I'm going to be trying today. So interesting. I think this one might take longer than 35 minutes, this video. We shall see. I'm going to start the clock on each puzzle as I go. I will put a timer on the screen as well so you can see how I'm doing. You can even look up the hat times. I don't know what I'm aiming for. Let's get cracking. So we've got anti-king, mustn't forget, and crop key. Right, that can't, these in fact are a 1, 2, 4, 8 set. And one of them is an 8, 4 pair and one of them is a 2, 1 pair because they don't have 6 on and they're black dots. Now, this could still be either 3, 6 as a set or 1, 2, 4, 8. Oh, that's not 8 as well. Now, this can't be a 1 because it's between 2 dots. I learned this at great pain from a Sam Kappelman-Lyons gas puzzle ages ago where I did not know that you couldn't have a 1 in between 2 dots of either colour because they would need 2s on both ends. Now that's limited me down to a bizarre chocolate teapot quadruple. That's really annoying. 1, 3 or 5 there. This is also odd. Oh, it's not 7 or 9. There we go. That's very good. So that's 2, 1, that's 8, 4, that's 3 or 5. That's lovely, actually. Now, this can still be 1, 2, or 3, 6. I want to know what it is, and I don't. There's an 8 somewhere here. Oh, there's a 7 and a 9. Right, 7 and 9 are a pair there. They can't be on a black dot. Now this could be 9, even sandwiched between 2 dots, because those could both be 8. In fact, that is 6 or 8. This is odd and can't be 7 or 9. So this is 5. This is a very clever puzzle, by the way. You can call it gas, but it's non-intuitive, some of this. It's very neatly done. Or certainly the way I've gone about it is. Now, 7 has to be in one of those cells. 8, though, doesn't have to be in one of those two because it can be here. Although, can it? Yeah, it could. 8, 4, 2, 1 would just work, right. Now, this is odd. 5, 7, or 9. It does help in this puzzle to know that odds alternate. That digits alternate in terms of parity along white dots. It's been helping me to an extent so far. This is not 1, 2, or 3. So it's a black dot digit. It's suddenly even. Oh, that doesn't help so much on black dots. But if it's a 4, this is an 8. It can't be 6 because we've got 3 in the box. This is 8, 4, or 2. So these are from 1, 2, 4, 8. Not 3, 6 as a pair. Ah, that's not 3, 6 now. That's helpful. So that's 1, 2. This is a 1, 2, or a 4. Oh, I'm not finding this easy at all. That's a 7-9 pair in this box. Interesting. 7, 9, 8, 4, 1, 2. These, that is 5 or 6. That's from 3, 5, 6. Oh, I should have spotted this 7. No, it wasn't. 7 I could have confined, but not 9 at the start. Still don't know whether this is 6 or 8. It's not clear to me. Oh, that can't be a 2. This is an 8, 4 pair. 3, 2, 1. 7 is in one of those. But then 5, 6, and 9, I don't really know. Obviously, that one can't be a 6. Wow, this ain't easy. This is 4, 5, 6, or 9. If 7 was there, that would be 6. There is a 6 in one of these 3 cells by Sudoku. I could be missing hat times all over the place today. This wasn't even the puzzle I was scared of, and I'm finding it pretty tough. That's 1 or 2. That's 1, 2, or 4. This is, 1, 2, 4, or 8. That's a fatuous thing to put down, but there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 are in these cells. Don't care. Not going to even pencil mark it. 7, 7. One of these is a 7. One of these is an 8. That just doesn't even seem interesting at all. I can't see what that's doing. 3, 5, or 9 there. 3, 5, 7, or 9. This is just useless pencil marking. Come on, Mark. Figure something out. 7, 9, 6, 5. These are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. This, can it be? No, it's part of 1, 2, the 1, 2, 4, 8 family. That one is 2, 4, or 8. This one is 1, 2, 4, or 8. 7. No, I am really not making any progress here. One of those has to be a 2. That is accurate. One of these has to be a 4. Okay, that's true. So that's not a 4. Now, this is 5, 6, or 9. Is that any? It's not 9, because we can't have 8 here for some reason. Yes, that's true. So this is 5 or 6. This is now not 9. 6 is on that white dot. This is, well, trouble is 4, 5, 6, or 7, and that's not quite as helpful as I need. This can't be 7 or 8, 6, 5, 4, or 3. I don't know. This one can't be 8, 7, 6, or 5. Interesting. 2, 3, or 4. Now, that's a sequence. And it must ascend towards that number. That's quite interesting. 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, or 4, 5, 6. So it can't be 5, 6, 7. So that's not 6. And this isn't 7. And that is 7. That has been very hard to establish. Very hard. Now, there's a 5 on that white dot. Not necessarily a 6. 2, 3, 4. That can't be a 6. It doesn't really do anything either. I got that 7. It's left me nowhere. This does not feel like gas fillet. It really doesn't. 1, 8. I don't know. I don't know what to do. There's a 6 there. There's a 4 there. Was there a spoiled hint on this puzzle that I didn't take? Maybe it would have really helped. 9. Oh, King's Move, you numpty! That's a 9. King's Move. The spoiled hint was probably, don't forget the King's Move. I said early on I won't forget it. I did. Because that is the numpty I am. Right. King's Move, King's Move. Idiot. King's Move. Now, what else? The King's Move must have done something else. That's a 1, 2 pair, so that's a 4. That's a 4, 8 pair, so that's a 2. And that's a 4, that's an 8, that's a 1, therefore, by the King's Move. This is a 2, that's a 1 by the black dot rule. Oh, I hate myself. There's definitely a 6 there, so that's not a 6. Now 6 has to be there. Yeah. Spoilered hint, Mark. Don't forget the king's move rule. 1 must be there. 2 must be there. You see, some of this gets a lot easier in a hurry. 1, 2, 6, 7 can't be anywhere there, so it's in one of those two, so it's not there. It wasn't there since that. Okay, so it's 7 is actually here. 1, 2, 9, 1, 2, 7, 4, 8. That's not 9. 9, that's also not 9. By the king's move rule. 1, 2, 7, 6. 8 is there. 4 is there. They're all done. That's now a 5. Right. That becomes a 7 using the king's move rule, which I ignored for way too long. Right, but okay, finally got underway. 2, 9, 8, 1, 7, 6. And really, I should have been asking myself, is it just Philip or have I forgotten a rule? And I didn't think about that when I was finding it really hard. Can't do that 3, 5 pair yet. That's fine. That becomes a 1 using the rule. Once you use the rule, everything gets straightforward. Sorry, Philip. Accusations were made. Allegations were levelled. Everybody had had something to drink, and they were all very unfair. 6, 5, and it's all got a lot easier now. As I said, 5, 3. Wow, brilliant puzzle, actually. I mean, I don't know, maybe it wasn't quite as brilliant as I thought, because the way I had to get through it seemed utterly brilliant, but I probably wasn't using all the information I had. But it's still probably brilliant anyway. 2 and 3 here. 1 and 8 by the king's move rule, funnily enough, to finish off. There we go. 10 minutes and 3 seconds. Yeah, I once had a sequence of 100 puzzles with 2 hats on. And that won't be repeated anytime soon, especially if I keep making numpty moves like that. Right, I'm going to just shut my door because I think there's going to be some noise. So, one second. There we go, dead screen time, for once not edited out. And I'm going on to puzzle 2, Odd Tapper by Clover. Right, so all odd digits. That's the only rule. It's interesting. I like that Clover has done a puzzle with only this tapper rule, because I've seen that rule applied in puzzles with lots of other constraints in. This is going to be interesting. Let's get cracking. So I can do 2 and 8 in the top row. Now, is it worth colouring? Now, I did work out during the intro that this has to be even. Come on. Let's colour the odd digits and just see what we get. Let's do it. Hope I haven't made mistakes there. Those are all odd. Actually, okay, going mad and colouring the even digits as well. I realise this gives up some time to colouring, but it might actually help solve the puzzle. So they all have to be connected, so this group has to get out. You see, that is helpful. So it gets out there and joins up with the rest of the party here. This group has to get out, and it can't get out through here. So it's got to get out through a 5 there. And those are blue. It's really interesting. I do like the way, and this is not tapper in any normal sense, I don't think. I love the way these puzzles work. Actually, this is a 6, 7, 9 triple, naked triple, a rare beast. Now, these mustn't have a 2 by 2 in, so they can't use both of those cells. So they must use all of those for orange, which is peculiar but true. 1, 7, 9, 3. That's a 7, 9 pair. We know the order. Okay, let's do some Sudoku as well. Normally, 6, 2, 8, 4. That's 4 evens, so they're all odd. That's done the 5 odds in box 4. That 9 has to get out. That's all 5 odds in row 5. Now the blues are allowed a 2 by 2 area, so I don't know what that is yet. In fact, I've got all 4 even numbers in box 6. That's all 5 odds in row 6. This is fascinating. I do like a quick one of these. It turns out I like this sort of puzzle an awful lot. That's a 7. This is a 5, 9 pair. I know the order. That is a 7. It sees all the other odd digits, 5 and 3. Yes, you can even complete the Sudoku as a kind of exercise in doing first the odds and then the evens. And breaking down a puzzle like that makes it a lot easier, less digits to juggle in your head all the time. One of those is a 2, so that's an 8. 6, 2, 8. That's 6, that's 8. This is a 4, 2, 6 triple in which I can put the 4. So 8 must go there by Sudoku rather than by Tapper. I still don't know which of those is odd. Oh, but 1 is even, so these two are odd on the count of the middle column. And this has to join up. It's got to come through here to join up. That's weird, isn't it? And those have to join up with this box in one of those two. That's more obvious and less helpful. Where is 3? It's got to be there because the 5 and the 9 have to join up. That is 1 or 7. Where's the 9 in this row? It's there. Interesting. Now this is part of the connection through. So they're even. That's got to be odd now. And that's got to be odd because we've finished the odds in this column. Wow, I love it. I love how this all joins up. We've had the 5 odds there. That's the 4th even. Oh, we could do the rows, couldn't we? I could just count in the rows. There we go. So that's the even digit, is a 6. Let's just do evens first of all. 2, 6. Sorry, that was meant to be 2, 6. 8 in the corner. That's a 2. And I can do 6, 8, 4, 2 and 6 here. Very straightforward once you have most of these digits done. And 6 and 2. And that does the evens completely. Now, the odds, that's a 9, that's a 7. 1, 3 I know is there. Don't know about these 1, 5 pairs yet. We'll get to that. We've got a 1 here, 3, 7 in this row. That's 1, that's 7. 1, 7, 5 and 9 here. I can do them, and that's going to fix my 1, 5s. Something else must have been fixing them before and I didn't see it, but there we go. 4 minutes 46. Worth taking the time to colour. And there you see the Tapper pattern. Let me just remove the blues so it's more obvious. The Tapper pattern, all digits form a single orthogonally connected group and no 2 by 2 squares. Brilliant. That's a good puzzle. I enjoyed that. Now, this is Bill's new rule. Starting sum Sudoku. Let's give it a try, see what happens. Let's get cracking. So, actually, the 3 and the 10 overlap is huge. And that can't be a 1. It has to be a 2. But I don't know which side to put the 1 and which side to put the 8. Well, this side, oh no, it could be the 1 this side. Oh, yeah, interesting. I don't know how this works. This is a 1, 3 as the 4. And therefore now it must be 3, 7 to provide the 10. That's 4 or 5. Now, if that's 7, 4, that's an 8. If it's 7, 5, that's a 6. Isn't that weird? If that was 6, this would be a 4. Oh, it would work. Oh, that 1 has made this an 8. That's a 6. Now, this must be, it's not a 2, it's a 4, and that works. Right, 5, 9. Okay, box 1, you're done. Let's do the symmetry. Look at this. Yes, there's an 8 difference there. So there's a 9, 8 and an 8, 1 pair, and the middle is an 8. This is just non-intuitive. If that was a 1, that would be an 8. That's not going to work. So that's a 9, that's a 7, that's a 2. That's a 1. This now has to be a 6 because it can't be 9. That's a 4. Doing these in your head, I don't know. It doesn't feel easy. Right, one of these is a 6-9 pair. So it includes the middle digit, which is a 9. Don't know there. One of these, this is a 7-6 pair to make the 13, and that middle digit, oh, well they have to both be here because of that 7-6 pair. Now, 6-9 is the pair, so 6 is there. Now one of these adds up to 11. It's an 8-3 pair. The middle digit's included, that's an 8. Still got all the low digits to go. That's not very helpful then. Oh, bother. Right, let's do some other Sudoku. One of those is a 3. I mean, that much I know. And one of those is a 2. Don't know much more than that. Now, this is contributing to a 14 sum. That's an 8, therefore. And it's 6 must be there. Just couldn't have been anything else in the row. Oh. Right, the 6 referred to here must be a 2-4 pair. The 14 must be a 9-5 pair with a 9 there and a 5 on one side. This is so odd. This must be a 2-3 pair. The middle digit contributes is a 3. One of those is a 2, and that means this is now a 4, and the 2 it needs is there. That's not a 2. This is 7 by Sudoku, which turns out to be helpful. And now we need a 13. Must be with an 8 in the middle. Right. That was helpful. So 1, 3, 4, 2, 2, 6, 7, and that one's not 7. 5, 8, 9, and a couple of those can come out. Now we've got a 13 clue. It's got to have a 6 in the contributing middle bit. Right. That is good. That was a very helpful clue. 3, 4, 5 here. The 5 is there. Don't know. Oh yes, I do know about 3 and 4. Now that 11 is done. This 5 is a 1-4 pair, so 2 is not in the middle. It's quite complicated. It's a very interesting thought process about this rule set. Now we've got a 14 to achieve here, including the middle digit. There we go. And I've used all the clues except that one, I think. I may not have been keeping exact tabs, but I'd be very surprised if I need to use any of the... Since I've done all the corner boxes now, I'd be very surprised if I need to use any of the clues left apart from that one. So we will get to that, I imagine. In fact, let's have a look at it now with these pairs in place. That is... If it was 7, it goes with 2 there. If it was 6, it goes with 3. If it was 4, it goes with 5. Okay, that's not a lot of use. 3, 4, 5 along the bottom. Now, these pairs, 1, 2, no good. 7, 9 here, that is good. 7 has to be there. In fact, I can do 7, 4, 6. 6 goes with a 3 in that 9 clue. And that is going to be the last bit of additional information I actually need. I believe 1, 2, this 3, 4, 5 pair, they are, trio rather, are done. 3 and 4, 3 and 9, 2 and 9. That's really interesting. I like that. I think there's absolute legs in that idea, Bill. Very good. And that was a gas level puzzle at it as well. Lovely introduction to a rule set. Now, what's going on here? German whispers and X sums. 2 of my favourite rule sets. Why would there be trouble with this? I don't know. 1 needs a 1 there. So now we can alternate the German whispers between high and low digits. Now what's this 11? That has to be at least... Yeah, 11 isn't necessarily adding 2 digits. Sorry, I was thinking I need to add those to make 11. That's not necessarily right. Indeed, it's not right, because they would be at least 2, 3, and that could only be 6, and that wouldn't work. So this is a 2, and that's a 9, and that makes the X sum work up there, and that's fine. I haven't seen anything Satanly yet, I have to say. This has to be a 3, because its neighbours see each other, so that becomes 8. This is low, so that's 4. This is a lot about these alternating patterns. Let's start down here. Now, This has to be high to get a 36x sum. This has to be 9 to have a 45x sum. So that's low. Let's keep the alternation markings going. This has to be high to be a 34. It couldn't possibly be low. Yes, that is. I'm just checking in my head. Take a few seconds to think about it and make sure we don't go insanely wrong. Now, this sees all the high digits, so it's a 1. This sees 2 of them. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. $13. That has to be low, doesn't it? That clue? Yeah, it can't be high. That's low, and these are high. I don't know, maybe Bill was suggesting that it looks like that has to be a 1, but it doesn't have to be. I don't know. Now, this isn't a 1 because of the x sums and because of the given 1. It can't be a 2 because you can't get to 13. If it was a 4, there'd be 2 higher digits to add. That's too many, so it's a 3. And given this, can't be a 1 now, or we'd have a 9 in the middle. That's 3, 2, 8. Okay, these are from 7, 8, 9 to touch a 2. And I've done all the x sum clues up there. I have not done them here because I need to add the rumps. This is 7 or 8 by Whispers logic and Sudoku. So the outies is either 2 cells adding to 11 there, if that was a 7, but then they couldn't be 7, 4, 2, 9, or 3, 8. They would have to be 5, 6 if the row starts with a 7 here. If it starts with an 8, that would have to be a single 11, and that's not happening. Right, 7 there, 2 by Whispers rules. The 5, 6 have been put in. Now we get the high digits in the alternating positions. 6 has to be next to a 1. That's still working fine. This is a 3, 4 pair, which must sit next to an 8, 9 pair. We know the order. 8 must sit next to 3, 9 next to 4. We get a 7 there. I'm still amusing myself, wondering why Bill hated this. Or was nervous about it. Because I love it. I mean, I think it's really interesting. Now, that 34 clue's done. This 45 clue's done, however they dispose. This is either... Well, it can't be a 6, because those 3 can't add up to 9. Now 1 and 2 are gone in the row. If it's a 7, those 2 are a pair that add to 7. And if it's a 6, that's a 9. And I don't know the answer to that. This is also 6 or 7. So, oops, 6 or 7, yes. So 8 goes here. This is 2 or 3, and this is 1 or 3. This is just a low digit, but it can't be 4 or 3. And this could be, well, it can't be 4 because of this, which is a 6 in the column. Right, 2 there. That's a 5 by Sudoku. 6, 7, 8, 4, 7, 9, 2. That's become a 7 by Sudoku. Now, this is a 6. I thought I'd ruled that out. Ah, doesn't that mean that these 3 have to add up to 9 if I'm using the secret? These can't add up to 36. Right, I did the pencil marking wrong down here. I wrote 6 or 7 in that bottom cell, and that was not right. There, I wrote 6 or 7. I'd worked out that was 7 or 8. You muppet. This can't be 6 or 9 or 8. That's a genuine 7. So that's an 8, and we get 9 at the top, and now that works. This is a 6. This is still a 6. That's all right. This is a 2. This is a 1. Okay, I'm sorry about that lapse. This is a 2. 5 is still there. We've got 3, 4, and 5 in this column to do. Wow, what a mess, but quickly fixed, thank goodness. Okay, I'd better think about this. There's only one low digit to go, so that's got to be there. These are 6 and 8. I know the order. This is high. It has to be 9. This is high. I don't know what it has to be. This is low. It is 2 or 4. This is 4, in fact. 5 there. That's just Sudoku. 3. That must be 1, 6, 5 in the center of the grid. Interesting. Oh, that can't be 2. So that's 4, which puts a 9 there. Okay, all the whispers are done apart from that digit. 6. The rest is therefore pretty much classic Sudoku. Oh, that digit's not done as well, but okay, it's 2 or 3. That's worth knowing. So that's a 5. Yeah, that was worth knowing. That's not a 5. That's not a 5. 5 is there. That's become a 3 since we got the 4 in the box. 3, 8, 9, 1, 2, 7. Can't sort these out. 5 and 7 there, though. Now, down here, 4 is there. That's 2 or 3 in the corner. 2, 7, 1, 9. I haven't had a little explosion in the corner yet today. 8 there, 4 there. 3 and 5, 3 and 1, and it is going to be 3 in the corner. Let's see if we're still getting a party. Yay, there it is. Okay, in fact that's 8, that's 9, 6 and 2, I said 6 and 2, 7 and 9, that's an 8. 6 and 7 in that corner. Now we can do 1, 7, 2. Now we can do 3 and 1, 2, 8 to finish the column, 4, 6 to finish the puzzle. Wow. 7 minutes 45. Oh, Philip did say it wasn't one of the easiest. I think it's a very clever puzzle. And I don't quite know what Phil was getting at there. No, what Bill was getting at there. Maybe it was to do with these particular digits. But I'll be interested to know. Maybe I will never find out. Entropic lines. This is an absolute mission today. Okay. Although my biggest problems today, in my opinion, have come from the King's Move and forgetting it. A classic. Right, let's see. Entropic. So, low digits. I'm colouring again. I can't help it. I don't normally colour on gas because I feel it takes time. But sometimes it helps. Right, orange for high. Yellow for middly. And indeed, we need a 4 and a 5 in this column. That needs a 9 and an 8 in that column. Oh, these columnar positions, these are quite helpful, aren't they? 1 and 3. Yes, entropic lines are normally not quite so straight, and it's very helpful. That is a naked 9, so that's high digits on this huge Fistimafelli circular line, or a square line, I suppose. Right, those are all high. So that's an 8. That's a 7 by elimination. That must be a 9. This is a 7. That's a 9. What have we got to put here? Don't know. Ooh, interesting. 8 or 9 there, 7 or 9 there. That's odd that they didn't keep rolling. Right, 4 and 6, middly digits, which I could have marked as yellow, but I'm trying to save time now. 6, that's a 5 or a 4. Why save time now, Mark, when it might lead you to make errors? That's a 5 or 4. That is a 5, though, so that sorts it out. Right, that has been very helpful. I wonder if I'm really going to need the rest of the entropic lines at all, or whether classic Sudoku might finish this off. Maybe not in these perimeter positions, actually. That's probably where we're talking about. So I'm not really taking the time to bother at the moment with working out where all the high-lows alternate on the touch line. 3, 5, 9, 6, 7, 2. That's a 1, 4 pair. That's a 3 there. 2, 5, 9, triple. I'm going to have to work it out, especially in these areas, I think. And it will really help. That's a that can't be a naked 3. That should have been a 7. I mistyped it, or missaid it, or something. That is a 3. It's okay. I'm all right. 5, 4. I know people worry about my health when I make my mistakes and get angry with myself. Right, 8 alternates to a 9 there. That's a middly one, so that's a middly one. And that sorts them all out. 1, 2, 4 there, that's a 5. Oh, how has that not been resolved? I don't really know. Right, 2 is a low number, so that's low. And that had to be a 9 anyway. That's how it should have got resolved. That's a 9, that's a 7. Now, this 1, 5, 9, that's become a 9. So let's just do the middle box, because I think we should have all the information. 4, 7, 6, 8, 3, 2, 9 on the top side, 1, 5 on the bottom side. And that's what I don't know. It's a deadly pattern that is resolved by entropy. 1 and 5 up here, that must be a 5 there, 1 there, 5 and 1. A quick time at last today, 3 minutes 23. There's an awful lot of help with those entropic lines. Yeah, and that clearly would have been a slower time if I'd coloured everything on the entropic lines. So I'm satisfied with that performance at least. Not satisfied with my performance on the first puzzle. The others, I might have got 2 hats on each of them. I might have done. We'll see. Mika Kisai will be very kind and tell me, unless they're off and Emily Williams is deputising again. But thank you, as always, especially to Clover, Philip and Bill for the brilliant puzzles, but also to you for watching and enjoying these fantastic and genuinely approachable puzzles with me. Always a pleasure, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.